man, like check out all these musicians I'm surrounded with. And, you know, me before music, before even like touching and talent and art, you know, it's about relationships. It's about team building. It's about trust. It's about putting people in positions where they can be efficient and be the best version of themselves without the pressure. You know what I mean? And so like that's my job pretty much in the group. So when they start pumping out material after I give them certain parameters and they pump certain things, they just send me diamonds.
Right.
And all I do is just catch the diamond and I polish it. And then I put it in. I catch the other diamond, I polish it. I catch the other diamond, I keep on polishing. I'm like, okay, cool, guys. This is a really cool track. We're going to sing this. Now we need to write something that's very inspirational, something that's uplifting for the kids, something that'll, you know what I mean? Like that'll make people cry, like, because like, oh my God, like that song speaks to me and thank you for this song. This is where we want to go with this. And then after this transition and we go into this other part, me and Mel are not going to write anything. This is an instrumental. The whole band looks at me like, what? Are you crazy? Like y'all ain't saying, I'm like, this is an instrumental part. There's nothing, this is what it needs to be.
Right.
And and they're like, all right. And then they do it and you know, and then I'll just polish. All I do is polish, you know? Yeah. So I love doing that, working with other people who throw me nuggets with writing and composing, and then I take and I arrange and I produce.
So I didn't know that a lot of it was based on, you know, starting with sort of like you said, 2 microphones movement and go over there. I also know it's 9:51 and you're going to have to go soon because you got your Instagram stream. So maybe this will be the last question or something along those lines.
No problem.
But I guess my question is, since you know, are basing it around, or not basing around, but, you know, you're giving your guys something to eat, and then you see how they take it and where they take it, and then you know, refine it and dip it into something. So
yeah,
are there specific characters? I guess, you know, a lot of it just has to do with who you've played with over the years, but are there certain specific things that you are looking or not looking for in your bandmates? Like, I'm sure there's, obviously, without getting into specific names of people, whatever, but I'm sure there's people that you play with, they're like, oh, this guy's dope, but it would be totally wrong for this project. Or like, are there certain things like that you're like, oh, this is something that, you know what, all of you people out there got to stop doing this. Like, what do you take on people what are you looking for in your band?
That's really a great question. It's funny. You know who really made me think of answers? Like a few weeks ago, I was talking to Theo, and Theo was like, "Oh, gee, like you're the band leader." You know what I'm saying? That I'm looking to. You know, so like, what do you look for in members? Like, what do you look for in your bands and whatnot? And I was like, oh. And then I'm like, I kind of looked who I was talking to, and I'm trying to see who our audience is, and I'm like, musically speaking, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know who can hang and who can't hang.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Y'all know the people who learn fast, the people who absorb fast, the people who at a rehearsal can hear a directive and make it happen quickly. The people who have the chops, people who have good time, good ear. Y'all know that. I don't need to tell y'all that.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the other aspects of band leading where it gets, and it becomes where it's relationships, where it's building. I came to the crossroads with a foundation where it was just like, I've always wanted a band, but I had to kind of look at myself in the mirror and see how I was kind of going about it. And I think the most important thing with finding bandmates is after you understand what the criteria is musically, which you should know, 50% of it is the other stuff. Team building, man. Knowing what it is to build a team. And for me, I think when I started understanding is when I was asking my members, I was just like, where are you in life?
Okay.
You know, and it's just like, what's going on in your life? You know, and it's kind of like, yo, I want to do this. And what are your aspirations as well, too? And so to kind of get on that personal tip, because I think in order to be in a group together, band, people have to be on the same page and at the same space in their lives. Meaning that, yo, I'm ready to build something. I'm ready to join. I'm ready to commit something and bring something from the ground up. Some people are in a good time in their lives to be able to do something like that. Some people are not. They're musicians who are part of 10,000 projects. They're musicians who are part of some people who just finished a tour and it's perfect transition moment, you know what I mean? And whatnot. So to understand that, like, what do you have kind of going on in your life? And is this something that you're kind of looking for? You know, is this the type of thing that you would be interested in as a band leader? So to show interest in the lives of your potential members, you know, and see how it is, because at the end of the day, when you're in a band, you spend more time off stage than you do on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So you have to like build relationships. And then the other thing too, which I found that it was a game changer for me as soon as I started asking this, I asked this to every one of my members. I said, what do you want? Where do you want to get to in life or in your career? Like, what are you looking for in your career, and how can the foundation help you get there?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
As soon as I started thinking like that, instead of, yo, what can you guys do for me?
Right.
And how can you back me up and being the artist instead and being like, what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
And how could this serve you? And what are you looking for? And how, and so that's when you start hearing those answers. You're like, all right, cool. Bet. I understand this. Oh, yo, people want to do this, want to do that. I want to write more. I want to produce more. I actually want to engineer this project and learn how to produce. You know what I'm saying? That's Calder, Right. He's like, I want to be able to take over complete engineering. I want to be able to be a producer, a full-fledged and have this, but I do not want to do necessarily some of the stuff that is a bit more team building, relationships, and reaching out to people and some of the leadership. I was like, oh, I know what he likes. I know what he doesn't like. I know how to put him in a position where he's comfortable and he will thrive.
What happens if somebody says, like, I want to do X? I really want to do X. I really want to do X. And you're like, man, X is really not what I want happening in this band. Mm-hmm. What happens if their desires are not at all in line with you? Or has that happened?
That's not the person. Then that's not the person. And if they tell you what their desires are,
they're already in the band. Then you start asking, hey, what do you guys need? What are you guys looking for in your careers? And then they say, I don't know, let's say somebody said, I want to produce all of your albums. And you're like, I don't want you to. Like, you're a great whatever. Like, you're great in the band, but I don't necessarily want do. I mean, this is the thing about, like, we both run projects, and
no doubt.
Interpersonal relationships are extremely difficult dealing with. Have you had to deal with that? Is that something, like, how do you?
Oh, for sure, man. Oh, dude, you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And I think that in terms of in a leadership position is to take accountability if you've done something wrong, or if you or if you don't think of it. At the same time, it happens on your watch. You know what I mean? So it's just like to know that. And then B, if there's necessarily a disagreement or whatever, certain things, then if that's not necessarily conducive to what you're doing, you got to be able to say it from jump. Don't be like, okay, I'll think about it and let me get back to you and kind of sweep it under the rug and then never address it. Like, and that's something I have to say, like, in Montreal, as musicians, we are so afraid of confrontation. Mm-hmm. Stop that shit. Stop it now. Right now. All of y'all. Y'all need to look each other in the face, in the eyes like this, and be like, yo, this may be a little uncomfortable, but this is what I want, or this is what I'm looking for, or things have changed and now here's where I am, and to find a compromise and to find a solution. And if that solution is not, you guys can't find one, whatever, then that's where you guys go your separate ways. But it's always going to be in respect because everybody's put their cards on the table. But as a band leader, it is your responsibility to find the members, to build your team and know your members and what they're actually looking for, and to see, again, what do you want out of life or in your career, and how does this group help you get there? Yeah. Because if it's only serving you and it doesn't serve the actual member, then what are we actually doing here? Then you're just a musician dressed in black and backing up some R&B singer. You're Whitney Houston. You're not a band. You're not a group and whatnot. Even if you are a front singer and you're putting together a band just for a tour, it's not like a band and you're the boss and you're the one who does it. There's still aspects of it. It's, no interpersonal relationships, man. That is so important. That's something that I got a slice of humble pie, man. Got a good slice of humble pie a few years ago and started flipping the attitude and whatnot. Right. And it just a lot of fruits have come out of it. And just, serve as a band leader, as an artist and whatever. It's not about me and how my band can back me up and how all my fans can look at me stage 10 feet above in the air and me. And I need to get something off of my chest and express this angst from my childhood trauma. There's true. It's part of it. That's part of it. There's a side. But I think about it as like, how do I serve? I'm here to serve my band. I'm here to serve my community. I'm here to provide music and art for my culture. When I come to the Cypher, I try to have that, even if, we're tired and we're always on our days and things like that. And, but I'm there to serve my community. I'm an artist here. I'm here to bring culture. I want people to know that they have a culture church that they can come to once a week and that they're going to get fulfilled, and that is my duty.